17 members and associates of the Hells Angels are facing criminal charges in a violent attack.
Federal agents allege the outlaws sold drugs, traded firearms, and engaged in insurance fraud and even tampered with government witnesses.
We have learned there is cell phone video as well as surveillance video of evidence in this attack.
The U.S. attorney characterized today's raids as historic, the largest federal bust on organized criminal gang activity.
Retaliation is common for crimes involving biker gangs. However, it could happen anywhere because of how interconnected gangs have become nationwide.
The 3-year investigation resulted in 42 federal indictments on a variety of charges, including racketeering, money laundering, drugs, gambling, insurance fraud, and extortion.
There's a bunch of bikers up here, and they're shooting guns and stuff. I need the police now.
But on foot going towards 2nd Street. Okay, we see.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of updates in this case with the shooting in New Smyrna Beach. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video, tell a friend to tell a friend. What's up, Rob? How you doing? Jaman, what's going on? Lindsay, thank you for joining me. I appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch this show. Before we get started on that situation with the shooting, I want to talk about this. This is insane. So, factory employee intentionally locked a coworker in a room with 200-degree steam at his job, police say. This happened in Hopkins, Colorado. Or he's in Hopkins jail in Colorado. Or no, Kentucky. Hopkins, Kentucky. A man in Kentucky is facing charges after he allegedly locked his coworker in a room with hot steam at a factory job. Masonville police said that they spoke with the victim, who told them she works at a factory with the 20-year-old Barrett Cantuna. She told them Wednesday that there was a rack washroom which sprays 200-degree steam and chemicals on trays. The victim said that Barrett closed and latched the door, purposely trapping her inside. He then turned on the machine, causing hot steam and chemicals to spray in the room. The woman said she was able to turn off the machine with an emergency switch before becoming unconscious and falling on the floor. She was taken to the hospital with injuries to her face, including a concussion. Barrett was fired from his job, and he was booked into jail, charged with endangerment and lawful imprisonment. Crazy story. Does he get trapped in a room that shoots 200-degree steam by this fucking guy? Oh man, world's a crazy place, and it's just getting crazier. Hey Dave, how are you? Thanks for joining me. Hungover Closer, what's good? Thank you for joining me today. So today, we're going to talk about the shooting. Now, this guy was arrested for the shooting. And if you don't know, this is the same guy. And this is the same guy. So this guy, his name is Clinton Neil Walker. He is a former medic, EMS worker, and he has been arrested for the shooting in New Smyrna Beach. he was an Outlaw MC member. He was with the Outlaws. And then he's not with the Outlaws anymore. Now he's with the Mongols. So the Outlaws probably don't like this guy, I can imagine. I don't know about the Warlocks and the Outlaws situation, if they have a peace treaty or any of that. But I know that once a person gets out of one of these big clubs, they're not supposed to be able to jump around to another big club. I mean, sometimes they'll take them, but sometimes they won't. But I guess the Mongols took this guy. So, more details revealed in brawl shooting involving two biker clubs. They called it a club in this article. Believe it? And former outlaw motorcycle gang member. I spoke too soon. Former outlaw motorcycle gang member is now part of the Mongols. He was arrested Sunday as the suspect who fired the gun multiple times during the large brawl with the rival motorcycle gang in New Smyrna Beach gas station, police said. Clinton Neil Walker, 41, of Brentonton, was charged with inciting a riot, discharging a firearm in public, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Walker is out of jail Monday on a $75,000 bond. They didn't have the price of each bond right on his mugshot from the jail. I don't know why they didn't have it right. According to the New Smyrna Beach police, gunfire erupted during a brawl where punches were thrown in a crowd of 25 people or more. Around 11:45 a.m., police said the racetrack gas station at 3000 State Road 44. Walker is part of a group of Mongols who confronted a group of warlocks who were already gathered at the gas station. So the warlocks were already gathered at the gas station, and the Mongols approached them. The Mongol Motorcycle Club is located on Crow Creek Road in Edgewater, police said. Police said it was not immediately clear what sparked the confrontation, but I'll give you guys a hint in a little bit. Walker was driving a Chevy Silverado, which was stopped on 726 US 1 in Oak Hill shortly after the brawl and shooting. He was arrested and his vehicle was towed. So he wasn't even riding a bike. The Warlocks motorcycle gang members injured. After the gunplay and the brawl was over, the gas station, a Warlocks motorcycle gang member, Mavin Genick, 55, a Deltrana, was found with a bullet grazed to the side of his head, while another Warlock member, Thomas McDaniel, 64, of Lucia, Virginia, was struck in the back of the head with nunchucks. McDaniel told police that when he arrived at the gas station, a few Mongols were at the pump, and they acknowledged each other. 15 minutes later, as McDaniel exited the convenience store, he saw a large number of Mongols arriving at the gas station. They came quickly and with purpose. The Mongols rushed towards the Warlocks shouting, and shouting was heard. McDaniel said to police, according to the report, after the incident, Anthony Trimboloni of the Mongols motorcycle gang arrived at Halifax Medical Center with a gunshot wound to the stomach. Trimboli, 35, of Naples, would only tell police that he was somewhere in Edgewater alone, practicing cross draw, when his gun discharged, hitting him in the abdomen. So I believe this guy might have shot one of his own people, because he was there licking shots off in the parking lot, and one of the Mongols gets hit in the stomach. Believe it? It's crazy. So in the melee, a vehicle belonging to James Reynolds, 62, of New Smyrna Beach, was hit with bullets. He declined to press charges. How does he be able to not press charges against the guy? The bullets hit his truck. Isn't that like a civil matter or something? If you get in an accident, it's a civil matter. Oh, he got bullet holes in my truck. What's he going to press charges for bullet holes? I don't get it. Assault on a vehicle? If anyone has the answer for that one, please let me know. So it says he didn't press charges. New Smyrna Beach police were assisted by Daytona Beach, Clearwater, Port Orange police, as well as Volusia County Sheriff's Office in handling the incident. New Smyrna Beach beatdown and gunfire. Witnesses provided police with statements and video recordings of the brawl. Police said the video showed a group of Mongols beating a person on the ground when about 12 or 15 shots were heard. Dispersing the large crowd of people sought cover behind bushes. In the video, police also saw a bald man, later identified as Walker, brandishing a firearm. So you can see him in the video holding a gun, scattering the crowd, report said. Another witness also described the shooter that matched Walker. Then Walker, who had Mongol tattoos on his neck, was arrested. He refused to talk to police, and he would not make a statement without his lawyer present, police reports said. He's a former firefighter and a Marine and a former outlaw gang member. Sources indicated that Walker was fired in 2018 from Hillsborough Fire Services after he was investigated for an outlaw gang bar fight in Key West, where 2 employees were injured. We're going to talk about that case in a minute. So he was at the bar, right? And the owner of the bar came to him and his people he was with, when he was with the outlaws, told them to take off their shirts with the outlaw insignia, because they said there's no colors in this bar. And in turn, they got the shit kicked out of them. So, according to reports by the Tampa Bay Times, Internal Affairs investigation determined Walker had unwavering loyalty to the outlaw motorcycle gang. The report said Walker was recruited by his fire captain, James Costa, who was the president of the Outlaws Motorcycle Gang chapter in St. Petersburg. I'm pretty sure I did a story about how some of these EMS workers and firefighters were with motorcycle clubs. Do you guys remember that show? And now it turns out that he was recruiting people from his job. Costa was shot while riding on the highway 41, July 2017. Media reports showed that Walker was home after getting a call, dressed in his uniform, and helped get Costa to the hospital, and took his outlaw vest with the gang insignia, evidence he refused to turn over to investigators, reports said. Walker denied the allegations. Of course he did. An investigation that led to his firing from the Hillsborough Fire Services in 2018. Walker told investigators that he resigned from the Outlaws in October of 2016. In the report, Tampa Bay Times, Walker served in the U.S. Marine Corps, too. So it just gets deeper and deeper. So allegedly, this is him when he was in the Outlaws. And this is him now in the Mongols. It's not looking good at all for the Mongols or any of these clubs down there. Hey, my back hurts. What's going on? That's a great name. My back hurts. So, arbitrator holds firing of Hillsborough fire medic in motorcycle gang. This is the old one, right? So, a federal arbitrator says Hillsborough County was justified in firing fire rescue medic who belonged to the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, noting the negative attention his membership has brought the county. Clinton Neil Walker, 35, of Brenton. This is 6 years prior. He was fired 2 years ago. Fired a year ago after internal investigation concluding his unwavering loyalty to the Outlaws, a long considered that the state dominant motorcycle gang. So it's considered the Florida's dominant motorcycle gang. He was the first Hillsborough employee to be investigated for gang activity under a series of county ordinances that prohibits membership in any organization the state or federal government considers criminal, including Outlaws St. Petersburg chapter, where Walker was a member. Arbitrator Charlotte Gold released her ruling mid-January, ending a years-long fight by local chapter of the Internal Association of Firefighters. Says Walker's job, her report provided new insight into the biker gang culture within the county's fire department through the Tampa Bay area. HCFR employee, including chiefs and fire medics, attend the MC motorcycle club events, Gold wrote. Many of its members were ex-military. Walker earned a Bronze Star, among other medals and awards, while in the U.S. Marine Corps. As a county firefighter, he was awarded a Medal of Valor, but Walker also had a long history of disciplinary history and conducted himself in a manner that was detrimental to the department, Gold wrote. The conclusion is the unescapable, I can't even say that word, that he affected the county's standing in the community. Gold wrote in her report, his behavior ultimately reflected poorly on the county and his profession in general. Walker testified that he had resigned from the Outlaws in October 2016 before the county issued the directive prohibiting all employees from being members of a voluntarily participating in anything, any outside gang. So you cannot be a part of a gang. As a definition in the FBI's 2015 National Gang Report, the ban comes 2 months after Walker was arrested in Key West for throwing the first punch at a bar fight that left 2 employees injured. It involved as many as 15 other outlaws, one wearing a t-shirt with a swastika on it. Members used racial slurs. Walker ultimately negotiated a plea deal for the Key West fight and received a paid suspension from the county for 30 days. He was still serving that suspension when now retired Hillsborough County Fire Rescue Captain James Costa, the then president of the Outlaws St. Petersburg chapter, was shot by rival members of the rival 76ers motorcycle club while he was riding his motorcycle in South Hillsborough in July of 2017, according to the report. Costa fired back. The shooting has since been tied to shooting death of another outlaw, Paul Anderson, in December of 2017. Walker was one of about 10 outlaws who got the call from Costa and another Hillsborough County fire rescue medic telling them that Costa was being taken to the medical center in Manatee County with a bullet wounds. Though he wasn't on duty, Walker dressed in his fire rescue uniform and accompanied Costa into the hospital, taking his motorcycle vest with the outlaw insignia and initially refusing to turn it over to law enforcement. By wearing the HCFR shirt at the hospital, he gained favor for himself in a violation of the county uniform regulations. Gold wrote in a report. He then proceeded to place the interests of his friend and mentor, an individual who continued a strong relationship with the motorcycle gang, over and above those of law enforcement. According to the report, Fire Rescue Management was known about both Walker and Costa's membership into the Outlaws since 2008. Costa joined the Outlaws in 2002, recruited Walker while working as his supervisor in Sun City Center Fire Station 28. The new rules and the ensuing investigation into Walker's conduct happened as a wave of bar brawls and bad behavior and an execution-style killing between rival motorcycle gangs swept across the Tampa area. James William Earl, 32, became the latest victim when he was gunned down in his driveway of his Springs Hill home, January 16th. Investigators say it's unclear if Earl's death was connected to his membership into the Pagans Motorcycle Club. The following week, FBI agents raided the nearby home of Glenn Buzz, a pagan who works as a paramedic for Pasco County Fire Rescue and held the rank of captain. So this shit gets pretty deep. There's a lot of information in this. So my suspicion is, don't take my word for it. I mean, this is just, my own thoughts. Is that when all this popped off, this dude shot his own people. I think he shot his own people in the stomach. Maybe by accident. How else did the other guy get shot? He said he was training with his gun somewhere by himself and he shot himself in the stomach. But it was right around the same time. Check out Prison Politics 101 featuring Staxx on Amazon. Thank you for that, Lindsay. I appreciate it. Definitely check out Prison Politics 101 featuring me. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get a picture of that. There's a lot of information in this. And if you guys want to see the full videos unedited, go to Patreon and they're free. I put the videos on Patreon for free so you guys can go check them out. They're free. So go check them out. So we talked a lot about the Mongols and the Outlaws a little bit. Now, let's talk about the Warlocks. Now, the Warlocks is a Florida motorcycle club. Here's Prison Politics. Sorry, it's blurry. But Prison Politics. Larry Levine is the author, and I am in this book. It's got my picture and everything. So make sure you check that out. Prison Politics with Bill Staxx. And if you or someone you know is going to prison, you might want to read this book. It will help you tremendously. So it has to do with surviving prison. And it'll guide you. Prison Politics welcomes you to federal prison where common sense goes to die and nothing works like it should. Lucky for you, Prison Politics 101 is here to help you navigate the circus with your dignity mostly intact. Written by Larry Levine, former inmate, prison consultant, and master of cutting through the bureaucratic bullshit. This book delivers everything you actually need to know about life behind bars. Spoiler alert, this is not what you saw on Netflix. You definitely want to check this book out. And I think I have a clear copy of the book cover. This is the book cover. So, check out this little video I made. In this video is the creators of the Warlocks MC. Steve. The Warlocks have 13 people that created this club. Skip. First 13. They all got together. They were former Navy men, and they created the Warlocks. Little Rick. Moose. Where's that mouse? I can't see it. Scotty. There's Crash. Scooter. Or is that Shooter? Kid. Buzzy. What's his name? Hate. Is that what that says? I guess his name's Hate. Cisco. Or Chico. Hog. And that's it. Those are the members that created the Warlocks Motorcycle Club. So the Warlocks are a Florida motorcycle club, international motorcycle club that was founded in 1967 in Florida, United States. Ex-naval servicemen serving on an aircraft carrier together. They're known as a 1% motorcycle club in various parts of the U.S., Canada, and England and Germany. The club was established by Grubb. He was the first person to really create and get these guys together to start this club. And in February 1967, 13 sailors aboard the USS Shangri-La were on an 8-month deployment with 6th Fleet in the Mediterranean Sea among the future club founders. On February 21st, 1991, Raymond Bear Chattin, president of the club's Smyrna Beach chapter, was shot to death in his garage. Chattin was in talks to merge interests with the Hells Angels down in Florida, as well as talks with the booze fighters about patching over to Warlocks, which would have made them one of the largest motorcycle clubs in the world at the time. The ATF would later use his funeral as an opportunity to raid and arrest members of the club after an end of a 13-month-long sting operation that led by ATF agent Stephen Martin. The Warlocks have chapters in 4 different countries. Most are active in the United States, 14 chapters in Florida, 7 chapters in South Carolina, 5 in Virginia, 4 in West Virginia, 3 in Georgia, 2 in Ohio, 3 in New York, 5 in New Jersey, 1 in Connecticut, 1 in Indiana, 2 in Minnesota, 1 in Michigan, and 2 in Canada. There's 3 in England, 2 in Germany, and their growth continues. Their insignia is a phoenix on the back, a blazing phoenix. Between a top rocker and a bottom rocker, their colors are crimson, red, and yellow, and black. Their motto is, "Our business is none of your fucking business." The Warlocks are considered by law enforcement among many second tier after the big 4 motorcycle clubs. The Warlocks have rivalries with the Outlaws and the Pagans. Looks like they have rivalry with the Mongols too. So the Warlocks are investigated by the Bureau of Tobacco and Firearms in 1991 after Stephen Martin, an undercover agent, infiltrated the club. Several members were subsequently arrested and released. It was made clear that by all involved outside of law enforcement that none of the illegal activity would have ever transpired without being initiated by the agent. Well, what do you know? Because that's what a lot of these cops do. They will initiate the criminal activity. They'll supply the money. They'll get it all together. And none of it would have happened if it wasn't for the cop. In 2003, the ATF investigated the Warlocks, convicted several members on weapons and drug charges. Once more, Stephen Brown, known as Steve-O, was convicted of trafficking 400 grams or more of methamphetamine by a Lexington County jury in South Carolina. He's sentenced to 25 years. Damn. Several Warlocks and bikers and associates were arrested in a small town in Dryden Valley, Alberta, Canada, in 2014 on weapons charges. I'm sure I'll be doing more shows about them in the future, but it's a crazy situation. Hey, Nikki, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. Mountain Woman, how are you? Appreciate you. Carney's Ride, what's good? Calvin, when I heard the Mongols member yell, "We're the power," and then yell out, "Homicide," did he? And beat the 2 Warlocks. I thought this is why the bandits got Rico. And you listen, they might as well yell, "Hey cops, we're over here," because I guarantee you all these raids are going to start happening. People are going to start getting busted. It's because of stuff like that. Like, come on, there's 2 members there. They couldn't just beat the dude up. You have to pull a gun out and start shooting. There's 2 guys. Like, well, what are they going to do? They didn't have no gun. Naomi, what's up? How are you? Can't hold me down. What's going on? Straight Jacket, how are you? Yeah, they're gonna get screwed. Mike Ball, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining me this morning. Charles Darwin, what's going on? War Gorilla, how are you? Yeah, they're gonna start seeing a bunch of craziness. Mike's crowd hit the like button 13 times. SS Contracting, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. America Uncensored, how are you? So if you guys are late here, hey, what's going on? Thank you. I appreciate you. Daz Dubs. If you guys are late here, this guy used to be a paramedic, and he was with the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, and he allegedly quit the Outlaws. He says in 2017, he ends up joining up with the Mongols. From what I used to hear is once you quit one of the major clubs, you don't get to join another major club. But it's happened. Like, a lot of clubs won't take you if you're a dropout from another club. They just won't take you. But then there's other incidents when people will be in like 4 or 5 different clubs. Someone I know said, Darren, how are you? Someone I know said, Redneck Side, what's going on? Someone I know said that they know somebody with 4 tattoos from 4 different clubs at the same time. You believe that shit? 4 tattoos from 4 different clubs. Let's check out this newsreel.
Now, bullets fly in broad daylight in New Smyrna Beach. Police say it was a shootout between rival biker gangs. It all happened outside a racetrack gas station on State Road 44 this afternoon. Fox 35's Stephanie Buffmonti is live at the scene. Stephanie, you did speak with the police chief.
I did, and you could just to show you what it looks like over here, this is where the shooting happened. They just started cleaning up.
Yeah, Mike Ball says you're not supposed to get a tattoo till year 10. This guy got a tattoo all over his neck, the Mongols. That's how people identified him. They said he had a Mongols tattoo on the side of his neck. So, I mean, look at those guys up in New York, those Hell's Angels with fucking... what did they have? They had the crazy patch, Filthy Few, and they're getting punked. They have Filthy Few patches, and they're getting punked on the street. And it was multiple people had the Filthy Few patch. They never, if you're getting punked like that in the street, you don't deserve to wear that patch. No fucking way. I don't care what you did.
Next to where that motorcycle is that we just zoomed into was where all of the evidence markers were. So you could see it is right next to the pumps at this racetrack in New Smyrna.
And the guy that was shooting didn't even ride a bike. He wasn't riding a bike. Dude was in a pickup truck. This dude was in a pickup truck. And I believe he shot one of his own people. Because there was a Mongol member that was shot in the stomach that showed up at the hospital later, said he was by himself practicing with his firearm and shot himself in the stomach. I believe this guy shot him. Why he would pull a gun out when there's 2 members of the Warlocks and start shooting? Was he afraid of his own people? It's just crazy. Makes no sense.
Beach. And like you were saying, Manny, I did speak with the interim police chief here in New Smyrna Beach. He said a fight broke out before the shots were fired. I counted 19 evidence markers here at the racetrack. There were several people injured, but the interim chief said the injuries were not life-threatening. Happened at a racetrack here on State Road 44 and Ocean Gate in the middle of the day. So a lot of people here pumping up gas. I actually just spoke with one person who said that they saw something happening, people arguing, and then next thing they knew, shots were fired. So pretty scary situation. The chief did confirm that the people were here for Bike Week and that they are familiar with the gangs. And like we were talking about, we are looking at this motorcycle that detectives, investigators are carefully looking at. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing. And then there's another orange one this way on the other side. There were also a few bikers who were here. We're not sure if they were witnesses or involved or what was going on, but they just left not a few minutes ago. The police chief did say that there are no arrests made yet, but they did say someone has been detained. We're hoping to learn some more information and bring you tonight at 10. For now, Manny, we'll send it back to you.
So, Stephanie, today, the second to last day of Bike Week, so I'm sure a busy area, as that is a road to get to Bike Week, but also there are some shops around there too. So in the middle of the day, you have to imagine there were a lot of witnesses.
Yes, and the interim chief actually spoke to that. He said that several people took cell phone video and had sent them that video already, and they are hoping that more people who had witnessed this will reach out to them, send them any video or whatnot, because there's a busy road this way, State Road 44. There's a Walmart right across the street. You can assume that a lot of people were shopping at that time, just Saturday mid-afternoon. So a lot of people just out and about, and then you hear of a shooting between two rival gangs. I will say that we did hear from the chief, who said that he doesn't think that this shooting reflects Bike Week. I asked him if he's going to increase security, police officers, just their overall presence for the last day of Bike Week tomorrow. He said that they have already done that. They've been working with federal agencies now. We saw ATF here at the scene, and he again said that he doesn't think that this incident reflects the average biker who comes to Bike Week.
And new at 11, an arrest in that New Smyrna Beach shooting at a gas station between rival motorcycle gangs during the last couple days of Bike Week. Tonight we're hearing from a man who witnessed this shootout. Glad you're with us on this Saturday night. People were just pumping gas at a busy racetrack just outside of New Smyrna. News 6's Jarrell Baker.
Yeah, you can post the link.
Jarrell,
You can post the link, Charles. I don't mind.
you talked to a guy who ran for cover, hiding behind the counters inside that gas station.
Yeah, it's the last thing you ever expect if you ever go to a gas station. I mean, if you were sent us this video on Facebook, and you can see the moments right here, a fight breaks out. He just thinks it's just a fight, but then when those gunshot rings out, that is when things get scary. He runs for cover, and so does everyone else. I spoke with a man who saw it all, and now he says that he's just happy to be alive.
What went through your head when you heard those gunshots?
Hey, all I heard was, oh man, one of these bullets might have my name on it. Let me go ahead and get up out of here.
Filling up the tank at a local racetrack in New Smyrna Beach off of State Road 44 turned into one of the most frightening moments in the life of this man who recorded a fight between two local bike gangs.
Seen the one guy walk up and he was kind of like yelling at the guy, talking about his brother, something about he was messing with my brother.
The witness says that he doesn't want to be identified, but he did share this video with us, saying that it all happened around 11 a.m. Saturday, and it all got out of hand quickly.
Oh! I see all kinds of punches getting thrown everywhere, and then, then gunshots started going off, and I took off and ran towards the gas station.
The witness says that he and several others rushed into the gas station, fearing for their lives, as they dropped to the ground to avoid being hit by any gunfire.
Someone commented, "How do you know it was the Warlocks?" Probably from the lady yelling in the video at the end. Probably from the lady yelling, "Them fucking Warlocks, bro!" And so I got a lawyer from down in New Smyrna that's in the area that was there right after the shooting. And I think I'm going to bring him on and we're going to talk about the situation. Cole, how are you? Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate you. Darren, what's good, man? Mark, how are you? Pass the word, get the numbers up for Staxx. I appreciate that.
He says the staff at the racetrack locked the door, and it was all over within less than 5 minutes. Police say that both gangs were in town for Daytona Beach Bike Week. New Smyrna Beach police say that they received the call around 11:38 a.m. and arrived shortly after, where they found 2 people suffering from non-life-threatening injuries.
I think the injuries that I've seen was mostly from like the fight, them getting jumped by several dudes.
Those 2 were sent to a local hospital. The police say they're familiar with the 2 victims and the local gangs. The witness says he never experienced anything like this with bikers, but he does believe that the situation doesn't represent the biker community.
Mostly when I see bikers, they're smiling and just enjoying the week.
Now, police tell us that one person was.
So they're jumping a dude, right? And one of the guys that are jumping the dude pulls a gun out and starts shooting. Shoots one of his own people in the stomach. Crazy. The guy you see in the beginning is the one doing the shooting. Is it? This is the guy that did the shooting. So this is the same guy, believe it or not. This is him when he was a member of the Outlaw Motorcycle Club. He got arrested down in Key West for a barroom brawl. The people that own this bar told them they can't come into the bar with Outlaw's insignia on their shirts. And they proceeded to beat the shit out of the owner. And that was that. And he got arrested. He was a paramedic. He ended up getting fired from his job. And the person that recruited him into the motorcycle club was also a paramedic. He was like the chief paramedic. And the chief paramedic ended up getting shot, which was the president. And this guy puts his paramedic suit on, goes and meets him, and takes his outlaw cut and hides it from investigators. So he ends up losing his job. It's just craziness.
Arrested in the shooting, but they have not released the name of that suspect right now.
Yeah,
his name's Clint. Clint. His full name is Clinton Neil Walker. Clinton Neil Walker, and he's out on bond on a $75,000 bond. So we'll see what happens. Thank you for gifting a membership. Make sure you guys get a membership, and make sure you check out Patreon. I put these videos of the shooting on Patreon. You can watch them there for free. Here's a link to the Patreon. You can watch the shooting videos for free. And there's tons of content on Patreon. There's all kinds of stuff there, from documentary style stuff to all kinds of different content. But you can watch all kinds of stuff. You can watch those shooting videos for free. And there's all kinds of interviews dropping. The Night Sinners Motorcycle Club is what we got coming up next. Listen, I appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch this show. There's tons of content on the way. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, you already know what to do. Start your own fucking podcast. I appreciate everyone. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now, accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged, and investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.